Hi. So this project is actually not in the garage. And this is going to be a series. It's going to be like a, I don't know, like a 2 billion part series. Good friend of mine came into some trouble. His dishwasher sort of kind of exploded and led to a whole mess of problems, which, long story short, ended up leaving him without a kitchen. We're talking asbestos abatement problems, like kind of a nightmare. So he hasn't really had a kitchen sink for I don't know how long. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over there and we're gonna fix it. And I'm gonna film it and I'm gonna take you with me. Let's do it. First thing we're gonna do today, we're gonna try to get in their sink back. Ideally, I'd love to get as much of their kitchen cabinets back as possible. They bought new cabinets and they kind of threw them in place and have been living with them just sort of thrown in place for a week. We're gonna pull the cabinets back and then I'm gonna show you how to do cabinets. I don't do cabinets very well, but sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. There he is. Who needs a truck? Well, I mean, I do. Now this handsome devil is Jeremy. He and his wife Haley have lived in this house for a little over 5 years or so, and they've done a lot of projects in here, a lot of renovation. All voluntary, of course. This renovation, however, was very much thrust upon them. If you look down on the floor here in this picture, you can see that big black stain in the middle of the floor. That's ground zero for where the dishwasher decided it was going to evacuate its bowels onto the floor. I don't know why they set the dishwasher up like that, but the drainage on the dishwasher weaved through the peninsula all the way over to where the sink is, which is centered on the window. When the demo crew came to rip up all the asbestos, they left all the nails on the floor. One thing we're going to have to do is pull up any loose nails or drive any loose nails that were holding the finished floor, not the subfloor nails, mind you. And we're going to drive down decking screws down into the subfloor to get rid of as many squeaks as we can. Now, you could tile all the way under all these cabinets, but we don't want to wait for tile. We want to get them their sink. So instead of putting tile under there, we're going to use 3/4 inch plywood and build it up so that it will be at the level of the tile when it's finished, which is about 1.25 inches when I do it. Now we started with the pantry and the cabinet above the fridge. A little tip for you when you're installing cabinets next to each other. Obviously you want them to be flush with each other. You can use clamps like we're using here, and always pre-drill your holes because this stuff will split. We had to do a little bit of customization here, you'll see, because these are used cabinets, but he was pretty fortunate. Not very much had to be done to get this to fit in his kitchen. Now take a look at this shot right here. This is what a construction zone looks like that's inside of a working house, not this. You're going to have kids' toys in your cabinets. You're going to have dishes on the couch. you basically have to move out of half of your house and then bring all kinds of construction debris inside of it. It causes a disaster in your house. One of the key things you need to do when you're going to mount cabinets, set your laser up, and you need to find the highest spot on the floor. Carry all of your cabinets from that high spot. You shim everything up. Now, we made a mistake here. You can see here this laser is so close, but it's not quite there. The laser should be split, half on the wall, half on the cabinet. And it was not. It was a little bit too high. So we had to shave off everything because we had already started. The mistake we made was that we were measuring along the wall. We should have brought the tape measure out to the 2 feet out off the wall and then measured there. 2 feet off the wall was just a hair higher, and that's what made us had to cut the cabinets. And we had to do that in a few spots. Now this sink is gorgeous, but again, the cabinet for the sink was not designed for this sink. So the bar across the front we had to cut out, sand off the glue, and then prep a new bar at a lower spot. Not too big of a deal, just a little bit extra work that you really should plan for if you're going to buy used cabinets. Like a glove.
Look at what we found. It's a cutting board.
All right, day one, we barely got the sink done. I mean by the skin of our teeth. We were able to jerry rig a piece of plywood and use the plywood kind of as the back countertop because they don't have a countertop yet. And I didn't have enough pieces of pipe to do the downspout, and I'm kind of out of time. I'm on my way back home. So what we did was we threw a bucket under the drain for tonight. I'm gonna swing by tomorrow and I'll finish the plumbing for them, and then they'll have a full sink. I think next week we'll probably work on building the one custom cabinet that we have to do. Then we'll switch on to the floors. It's gonna be a long project, but it looks good. It looks real good. All right, see you next week.